Hello.
I know.
Go live on Instagram. There we go. Hello. Hello, world. How are you? Hi, Miss Lala. How are
Hey,
you
how are
today?
you? I'm good, and you?
Oh, wait. Can't hear you.
Wait a minute. You can? Mine is on. You can't hear me?
Still can't hear you.
Okay, what about now?
Anyway, nope. Can't hear nothing.
Oh my God, let me see.
Sorry, you guys. We're having a little bit of technical difficulties today. So bear with us. Bear with us. Anyway, hello. Today is our fifth episode of the Meet the Designer series. I am Stacy Jackson with Strands Fiber Arts Fashion, coming to you live. Today, our guests are Lala Miller of Rocky Gets Crap. I'm sorry. Back up. Is Lala Miller of Mommy Made It and Rocky King of Rocky Gets Crafty. She'll be joining us a little bit later. Lala, can you hear us? Can we hear
I
you?
can hear you. Can you hear
You can hear
me?
me, but we can't hear you.
I don't know what's going on. Mine is
Let's see.
good. Let
Let
me
me
check.
see. Let me check to see what the problem is.
Yeah.
Your mic's not muted. I can
Mm-mm.
see you.
Audio. It was
Mm,
working just
oh
fine.
no. I still can't hear you.
Mine is good. Mine is
All right,
good.
people. I can't hear you.
I don't.
I don't know either. Um, hey, Miss Sharon, how are you today? Can you hear Lala, Sharon, or not? Is it just me? It might be just me. Might be just me. Hold on.
Can you hear me?
Uh-oh. Okay, it might be just me. Hold on one
Okay.
second. Okay. Can you hear Lala though?
Can
Lala,
you
say
hear
hi.
me? Hi.
No, I don't know.
No?
Sharon,
Can
can
you
you
hear
hear
me?
her? I'm sorry, y'all world. It's a crazy day today. Um, okay. Everybody can hear everybody, but I can't hear Lala. All right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
let me
Okay.
fix
Fine.
that. All right. Everybody can hear you. Okay, great. So now let me fix the fact that I can't hear you.
I was worried.
Figure this out. I'll figure this out. Give me 1 second. So anyway, if you have not yet, the fourth annual Fiber Arts Fashion Exhibition is going on at Southwest Arts Center today. It started yesterday, and we will be live. I mean, it'll be on display until April 5th. Okay, say something, Lala.
Yes,
Okay, I can hear you, but now I hear you.
I can hear you. Oh.
I know, but I can hear me too. Hold on. Bye. I don't know what the heck. I really don't. I'll fix it. I'm sorry, you guys. I really am. I don't. Okay, maybe this is what I need to do. Now that I can hear me. Can you hear me, Lala?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Try this. But you can hear the echo, right?
A little bit, yes. Just a little.
Sure. I'm gonna figure this out. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, today we have Lala Miller and Rocky King of Rocky Gets Crafty and Mommy Made It. This echo's gonna bother me, but I'm not gonna tweak out too much. All right. I'm still waiting on Rocky guys too. Um, I'm just Wish I could mute this. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Can't hear me. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. I think we're good. All right, finally. All right, I'm going to calm down now. Okay, can you, Miss Lala? I'm gonna start all over, you guys. I apologize. We're 5 minutes into this, and I'm getting off to a crazy start this morning.
It's okay.
So, good morning, world. This is Stacy Jackson of Strands Fiber Arts Fashion, and we are on our fifth episode of the Meet the Designer series for the Strands 2025 Oh So Meshy series. Our fashion show is March 23rd. We have a community event March 22nd, and our exhibition opened yesterday, March 8th, and it'll be up until April 5th. So if you can get to the Southwest Art Center, you can find about 30 some odd pieces of beautiful crochet art by about six different designers up there. It's a free exhibition, and you can just go check it out. All right. So today, again, for the umpteenth time, we have Miss Miller, Lafayette Miller here from Mommy Made It, and Rocky with Pratt Feet will join us shortly. So, Miss Lala, how are you today?
I'm doing well. And yourself?
I'm doing well. I apologize for the technical difficulty.
No problem. No problem.
Um, all right. Let's get right into this. Could introduce yourself and tell us your fiber art and all about it.
All right. So again, I'm Lafayette. I go by Lala. I've been crocheting since 2021. It all started with some booties that I seen on Etsy. I'm very, very creative. So anything that I see, if I like it, I'm gonna try it, and I feel like I can
Mhm,
do anything. So with that, they were really cute. So I just told myself that I would. I'm just gonna try it. So I went to Joann's, and I happened to meet a girl
mhm,
there who worked. She worked there actually in the fabric section, and I was telling her what I wanted to do. I printed out my pattern, so I came in to get my materials, and she happened to be a designer as well. She made kids clothes, and she started showing me her website. She started telling me about her friends and what they did, and then I really got excited. So then I went home and I tried it. But my issue is that I don't know how to follow patterns all the way through. Like once I know what I'm doing, then I'm like, okay, I got it. And I drift off from the pattern and I
mhm,
make my own thing. And at first it was a headache because I made a shoe, but I didn't know what I did to make the other shoe. So I just have one of those shoes. So I realized that, I do kind of have to stick to the pattern when I don't know what I'm doing. But I think that's
mhm,
my thing because the best work comes from when I freestyle. With everything that I do, if I
mhm,
just get the yarn, I get my crochet hook, and I just go at it, I make some incredible things. And I love that about myself. I love that I don't have to follow the book to make what I want. I can see something and I can get an idea or get inspiration from something, and then I come up with
mhm,
my own thing. So I think that's the best thing about it. I guess that's how I came up with my name because I was becoming a mommy and I was making something for my baby, and I was like, oh, he can always say my mommy made it. So that's my thing. Like if you forget anything else about me, just remember that mommy made it, and you'll remember it's me. So my work shows like my creativity. I love colors. I love trying new things. I like to mix different patterns together to see what I'm gonna get, or I might see a leaf or a star or something or anything, a color, a shape, and it'll give me some inspiration. So with that, I'm taking a lot of my inspirations and I'm putting them into this show. I can't wait to show off what I came up with. Every year I got to do bigger and better. So hopefully everybody will enjoy.
right. Oh, I'm sure they will. So, how was the meshy thing for you?
It was fun because I've already made like some meshy stuff, so it was fun for me to like put different things together. Like you can just make a something in a mesh. You can just do a chain two and double crochet something out. But to come
Right.
up with like different crochet styles or different patterns to make the mesh is
Mm,
really like interesting to me. So I've been like testing out some new things, researching stuff, YouTubing it out. But I'm having a blast.
mhm.
I think I'm pulling one out of the bag with this one. A little one, a little one.
That's good. Yeah, there aren't too many mesh stitches like that are different out there. It's
Mhm.
like you have to come up with your own mesh
Right,
pattern and your own mesh stitches. Um, I will combine different mesh stitches to create a new quote unquote new stitch, but yeah, it's not a whole lot um that can be done.
right, right.
Um, there is, but there isn't. Okay. What was I gonna say? Oh, back to your story. Did you know how to crochet when you first went to Joanne?
Never picked up a crochet hook in my life. Never
You're
even
quite
thought
ambitious.
about it because in your mindset, when you think crochet, you think grandma. Like my son, he has come a long way with the thoughts of what I do, because at first when he saw me crocheting, he's like, "What are you, a grandma now?" And now just recently he came into my room and he's seen all of my mannequins with all of my things that I'm working on for this show. And he's like, "Mommy, I think you'll be a good fashion designer." He's like, "Your work is
Like,
pretty
oh,
good."
why thanks.
I was like, "Oh, thank you." I thought that's what I was doing already, but thank you. Like when your kids start to appreciate it, your kids are they tell you the truth. So when your kids tell
Yeah,
you
they're
something like
annoying.
that, I'm like, yeah, yes. It just felt so good. He's like, "Oh, I think you can be a fashion designer." I'm like, "Okay, I guess it's official now that my son
Right.
says it." So yeah,
Right. You weren't valid before that, like not
I
at
was
all.
nothing before that.
Nothing. Just nothing. You were just mommy.
Just mommy.
Uh, hold on one second. Hold on. Let me stop. 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 Stop.
Oh,
Tell you, you make one change and then the world wants to change everything for you. Okay, there we
exactly.
go. Sorry about that. All right, so you did not know how to crochet. So how long did it take you to learn how to crochet to make the booty? And how did you do that? How did you learn?
So I went off of the pattern for as long as I could.
Right, but still, going off of a pattern doesn't teach you to crochet.
I just watched YouTube. So I'm
Okay,
a straight A student from YouTube Academy. I've
okay.
never I've never had anybody to teach me. I recently found out that my grandma used to crochet. I just found
Mhm,
that out like a couple weeks ago. But nobody in my family that I knew of did that. I had no friends. I didn't even I look at some things that are crocheted and I'm like, "Oh, it's cute." But in your mind, like crochet is for grannies until you get into the world and then you see all the opportunities there
mhm.
are. So, but I never had any like technical training or anything like that. It was just me watching, and I can catch on to things really easily. So,
The
God gave it
hardest
to
thing
me.
I find the hardest thing I find to teach in crochet is how to hold the yarn and how to hold your hook and how to get your tension right. So how did you manage to do that without hands-on training? I'm still trying to
I
figure
am
out.
a Virgo at heart, so anything that I try, I'm gonna get. So I did it while watching that first video, and actually, I think it may have taken me 2 days to create that. I'm gonna find that booty. It took me about 3 days, and within that time, I was pregnant, like really pregnant.
Mhm.
I was anemic. I had hyperemesis, and I was working. And in that time period, I ended up my anemia was so bad that my iron level was at a 7, and I passed out at work. And I had like a little piece of the shoe. It was I think that was the first day or the second day I started on that shoe. And I passed out. And while I was on the stretcher, I was like, "Get my yarn, get my yarn." So, so I finished the shoe in the hospital.
The booty, the
And
one
that
booty.
was
That's why I don't like making two of things, especially if I'm not going by a pattern. Because it's like,
listen.
man, like, okay, so I was just working on something with sleeves on it and I'm going freestyle completely. So the only way I felt I could do it is to do like a row on one side, then put that down and do the row on the other side and just
Mhm.
keep working it like that in
Mhm.
order for me to, one, I ain't writing it down, two, not to forget. So that I worked them simultaneously this time. But I don't like working on two of things because it's just
I
it's
don't either.
treacherous. You ain't got a pattern like it, and if you're not wanting or willing to write things down as you go, it's difficult.
See, I'm
So,
meticulous now, so I've learned that I can't do one and then go back and remember how to do the other one. So I will write it down, and I write it down step by step. I'm very meticulous with certain things, so I will get down to the like. I made a hat for somebody, and I didn't know
mm,
where to start because I had to add letters into it. So I know how to add letters into things. I learned how to do that. I have stitch fiddle for that.
mhm,
But the type of hat I've never made it before, so I had to figure out how to make it, and then I made one, and then I had to go back and add. He had like a border around his
mhm.
name. I had to go back and add the border, and Stitch Fiddle didn't have that border, so I had to figure out how to do it, and I had to make two hats. So once I made the first hat, I went back and I counted every stitch that I did, and I
Oh,
made
wow.
my pattern from that, and then I made the next hat. And the second hat looked even better than the first hat.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
gonna
I
show you
commend
those
you.
hats. I have them.
I commend you for that wholeheartedly. I get lost because I'll start crocheting. Where'd you go? Hello, everybody. I lost her. Anyway, as I was saying, I'll start crocheting, thinking I'm about to write down the next thing I'm gonna do on the row, and then I'll be on autopilot and just keep going and going and going. So I forget to write down things. So that is my downfall when creating or attempting to make patterns from the things that I do. Anyone else out there watching, have have you successfully written down your work and patternized it from there? I have not yet been successful. So I commend all pattern writers, especially when you're making patterns for multiple sizes. That can't possibly be a simple thing to do. We are going to wait a few minutes until Miss Lala comes back. It looks like everyone's having technical difficulties today. Maybe it's planetary. I don't know. Where's the moon today? Is Mercury retrograde? Are we in the shadow? Like I don't understand what's happening. um Sharon says she tries to write. So you try to write while you're going along, while you're working, while you're in progress, Sharon, or after the fact. Let us know. I would like to share with some pictures from yesterday. If I could only get them up on the screen, that would be nice. Hi, Miss Oni. Hi, Miss Evelyn. We are looking forward to you coming to the show. Thank you. Sharon says she writes as she goes along. How? Explain it. I need some tutoring in this area. Please help me. Um, yeah. Let's see. What else can I talk about? She says she forgets quickly. I forget quickly as well. Be like, oh, I'm gonna remember that. I'm gonna remember that. And then come back to a project that I put down for a couple days, and then I'm like, "Oh gosh, how many chains was that? How many stitches was that?" So it can. I'm gonna get into the habit of it. Do you have a Sharon? Do you have a designated journal or book that you keep everything in, or how does your process go as we wait for a response from the internet? This is funny to me right now because we are having technical difficulties. Oh, and I would like to mention next week's show is not going to be live. I have a memorial service to attend. Rest in heaven to Mr. Moore. You will be missed. You made an impact in all our lives. So, yeah, I will be attending a memorial service next Sunday. We are going to go live probably next Saturday, if not Friday. I have to figure that out. Sharon has replied. She says yes. She writes them all in one book. She says she writes down how long it takes to do certain things too. Yeah, that's really key, especially if you're making multiples, and it helps in pricing things. Oh, pricing things too for the future, and knowing how much yarn you're gonna need, right? We got Miss Lala back. Hi.
Hey guys. Sorry about
It's one
that.
of them days.
It is definitely one of those.
Wait, I can't hear you though now.
Oh,
Now why I can't even hear you? Is that you or is it me?
mm-mm.
Can you hear me? You can hear me though, right?
Yes.
I didn't do nothing on my side. So let's see. Hold on. You got me in private chat again. Let's see. Okay. Yep, I can hear you too. No, I'm sorry. I need coffee. I need something. Okay. But I can't hear you. Can y'all hear Lala? Can anybody tell me if y'all can hear her, please? Say hello.
Hello. Can you guys hear me?
Your hubby is watching.
Yes.
Coffee is a must. Ooh, Oni says this is a smart thing to do, right? She even voice records her patterns at times. Yes. Maybe that's what I should
Yes.
do. That's a good idea.
That'll be easier than writing it down too, yeah.
Yes. Lizita, what are you saying yes to? Are you saying yes to you can hear Lala? Because I cannot. Let me see something. Sorry, y'all. My hands. That's not where it's coming from. Okay. Yeah, that is a great idea. Okay, she can hear you, but I cannot hear you.
Oh man.
What did I do last time so I could hear you? No. Y'all,
Okay,
talk
it
to me
says
about
you
it private
unmuted my
chat.
mic. Can you hear
I can't
me?
hear you. I can see you
No.
talking, and everybody else can hear you. I cannot. Hold on. Anyway, I'll let you talk to the people, even though I can't hear you.
Okay.
I'll ask you questions and you can respond to them. And I'll just notice when you stop talking. Just raise your hand when you're done talking, and then I'll ask the next question. How about that?
Okay, I'll
All
do
right. I'm
that.
sorry, y'all. This is a really wild day. Um, my next question to you is, can you share any significant moments or milestones in your career that have shaped your journey as a designer?
Well, yeah, first and foremost, I did Strands last year. That was my first ever experience doing a fashion show. And like ever since I've like molded myself into making like fashion, I've always wanted to do like a fashion show. I was like planning one in my head, but it's such a large production that you really don't understand like all the work behind it. So when I got the opportunity to do your show, I mean, it was like the best experience I ever had, honestly. I was really nervous about it. I was nervous about being in an environment with different people who have, different mindsets and, just different ways of being themselves. Like, in some instances, like when you go into different things where like it's more like competition and everybody's against each other. It was nothing like that. Like everybody embraced everyone. It was like a family. We all shared things, we all talked about things, and then we all had the common, love for crochet. So it was amazing. The models were amazing. I love to see everybody walking down the runway in my things. That really like I don't have to be in the eye. I don't care about my face being seen, but I love for people to see my stuff. I love for people to know that it was me that made it, but you don't have to see me who made it. So you gave me that opportunity to like put myself on a platform for other people to see me. amazing when I go to Atlanta and people are like, "Oh, your mommy made it," and I'm like, I didn't even know like people knew my stuff. So it's amazing to me, to be able to have that. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to do it again. I'll definitely be doing it again and again. And it kind of sets standards for other fashion shows that I do. Some fashion shows that I've done, I'm like, this isn't the way Stacy did it. Stacy didn't do it like this. Like Stacy gave us this and we had a dressing room and this or that. So I appreciate all of that. You were amazing. You are very understanding when we are procrastinators.
So
You
I
are,
appreciate all
just
of
very
that. You
amazing. And
were
I'm very
amazing.
appreciative to you. So that was
Are
a
very
major
understanding when
milestone
we
that
are
pushes me to be
procrastinators.
more, do
And
better, and go further. So, okay.
all right. I was trying to hear you on YouTube. I'm probably have to go grab my headphones so that I can hear you. But I heard a bit of that, and I was reading your lips, and it sounded like you was like, "Yay, Stacey's great."
Yes, I did.
I'm just,
All of that.
I'm just kidding, y'all. I'm
No,
just kidding, y'all.
you are amazing. I
Okay,
appreciate you.
I'm gonna ask you this next question, and then I'm gonna get my headphones. So I'm gonna disappear for a second, and
Okay.
then you just keep talking. All right. So
Okay.
as long as I know everybody can hear you, we're good. Your next question is, and thank you for all the kudos. I appreciate it. Um, Hold on. Can you walk us through your design process from concept to finished piece? And I'm
Okay.
gonna
Yeah.
go away for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So typically I tend to like go off of inspiration. So I can be scrolling on Facebook, I can be walking down the street, I can be anywhere and see something that catches my eye, and I will come up with a creation in my head. I'll try to draw it out the best that I can. And once I draw it out, then I start figuring out like how I want it to look. I just go to the craft store. I pick out my yarn. The way I pick out my yarn is like the color that I envision in my head from my inspiration. I go by feel. I don't go by price. I don't go by name. I don't go by anything like that. I like the way it feels on my hand. So I try to associate that feel with what I'm making. And I go into the craft store and I'm probably in there all day, and I'm going back and forth and I'm feeling this yarn and I'm feeling that yarn. And then I just go home and get right to it. Like sometimes I don't even know what pattern I'm going to use. Sometimes I don't even know what stitch I'm going to use. Sometimes I don't even know where I'm going to start. I just put my hook to my yarn and I just start making it based off how I think, or looking at my photo or my drawing, and I go from there. And then once I start creating, I use my mannequins, and I stitch it up to the mannequin and I'll adjust it as I can, but I kind of go based off of what I drew or what I thought out. And basically that's it. I make little tweaks from here and there, but usually when I come up with a concept, I go with that concept. And that's just that. That's how I do it. Hey, Oni. I miss you.
I'm back.
Okay.
Are you finished?
Yeah, I'm good. Right on time.
Still can't hear anything. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. I really am.
Oh, man.
Hold on. Let me ask your next question. And while I still figure all this out, the next question is, how do you choose the materials you work with, and what role do they play in your design? And I'm going to disappear again for a moment, and you got the stage.
Okay, so I kind of explained that in the last question, but again, like the way I choose the materials that I work with, I go based off of the design that I drew out. I would go into the fabric store or go into the craft store, and I would touch everything. I want to feel everything. I want to see how it flows. If I'm adding like different pieces to it, if I'm adding like different types of aesthetics to it, I want to touch it. I want to feel it. I'll put it up against me and see how it looks. In my head, I'm trying to envision how it moves, all those things. Like I said, with the yarn, it's about touch, how it feels on my hands. If I don't like the way it feels on my hands, I'm not going to use it. But I really like 100% acrylic yarn or non-peel yarn Those are really my favorites. So I'll go in and I'll look for that. If I can't find the color I need in that, then I will do other choices. But it's really based off how it feels to me and how I think it would feel on someone else.
Okay. Um, we are going to have to pause here a second. I'm sorry, Miss Lala. I just want to restart this all over so I can
Mhm.
hear because I can't hear. Um, so if you guys can stand by, I'm just going to end this live stream and start it back up in like less than 5 minutes. Okay. So we'll be right back at you. Stay tuned. Give me a minute. We will be right back.
We'll be right back.